All right, their top rate will go from roughly 40% now to 33%. And yet the argument of the administration has been the upper income will have kind of like a wash, that it will be offset by limiting their deductions, et cetera, that they really won't see a big tax cut. It's confused a lot of folks. Well, I should say it's confused me, because it didn't add up. I raised that issue with Treasury Secretary Mnuchin a short time ago. I want to get a little clarification, if you don't mind, the upper income tax cut. You have referred in prior interviews that taking the top rate from roughly close to 40%, more than that if you add Obamacare surtaxes, down to 33%, that the rich still will see that offset by limits in their deductions and write-offs, so that they don't net really see a tax cut. Is that right? Do you still stand by that?
Well, let me first say that Obamacare and the Obamacare surcharges are going to be dealt with as part of the Obamacare legislation and
right.
not tax legislation. As part of tax legislation, okay, our main objective is a middle-income tax cut on the personal side. And our objective is, if we lower the top rates, that we will offset that with reduced reductions.
All right. But even if you take away those deductions, it is still a big tax cut for the upper income. Are there other things you would do or phase out to compensate for that? Because we've crunched numbers where take all those deductions, like the charity deduction, like take a mortgage deduction away, they still come out way ahead. So what calculation has you saying that net they wouldn't see a tax cut? It would be simpler, cleaner, but it wouldn't be a net tax cut.
Well, let me first clarify. We are not taking away the charitable deduction, and we are leaving the mortgage interest deduction as is. We think those
for the upper income as well.
Absolutely. We think those are both very, very important. But what we are going to do is we are looking at other things where the reduction in deductions will offset the rate. And you'll see when we come out with the plan. 7
percentage points to adjust.
Again, you'll see when we come out with the plan. It's a bit preliminary to talk about these results. When you see the plan, people will judge the plan, and we'll look at the entire plan. It'll stand on its own. And again, we'll see if it fits the objectives. The objectives are very clear. Middle income tax cut, simplify taxes, make business more competitive. That's what we want to have the plan judged on. And when we come out with the final plan, people will look at the distribution and everything else, and we'll see if it fits the objectives. I think it will.
So when you talk to your old Wall Street friends, your Hollywood friends, many in that upper echelon who are expecting a tax cut, but they might not see one, how do you break it to them, or do you break it to them? You're going to get a simpler tax rate. You won't need as many accountants, but you're not getting a tax cut. Are they not getting a tax cut?
Again, I haven't spoken to any of them who expect they're getting a tax cut. What I've heard
virtually every 1%er I've talked to, Secretary, says they're expecting one.
Well, then you're speaking to different people than I'm speaking to.
So you're around those they know I'm not going to get a tax cut, and they're okay with that?
Again, when we come out with the plan, okay, there will be a tax cut on an absolute basis. We are looking
for everybody.
Yes. Okay.
But not for the
on an absolute basis. When we come out with the plan, there'll be distribution tables, and we'll show what this is intended to do and how it fits in.
All right. So I don't want to belabor the point. You've been very patient. But if you're not going to take away a mortgage deduction for anyone, or the charitable deductions, or readjust the percentage you can do there, I'm just wondering where else you could compensate for the cut of such a magnitude on the upper end.
I promise you, when we come out on the plan, I'm happy to come back on your show and we can talk about the details. Okay? We haven't released the details, and these are the types of things we're working on. So, you know, we have a team of over 100 people in the tax department in this building that are crunching numbers 24/7, okay, working on these things. So these are all the details we're looking at.
And you'll flesh them all out.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Now, whether that means that the well-to-do are going to have to settle with a simpler but not a net aggregate tax cut, well, that remains to be seen. The Treasury Secretary making it clear for now that just could be the case. But again, we don't have the details, so therein lies maybe the devil.